Good day, good people. King from Cannonball Co-op here. I've been on vacation, running around the mountains of Austria, and chilling a little bit as well. But I am back now with an updated and better way to host your own Dark and Light server. So let's get right down to it, shall we? First thing you're going to need is steamcmd. And you can download it from this address right here. If you can't read the link in the video, don't worry about it. I'm going to put all the links down below. So you scroll down here a little bit, and it's going to give you a link to download it. We're going to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and save that. It's going to save right to my desktop. There, we've got it. So I've gone ahead and I've opened up my games drive. And what I'm going to do, you can do this different ways. You can set up the drives however you want, or the folders and stuff however you like. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder, and I'm going to call this my Dark and Light server. This is going to be the folder for my Dark and Light dedicated server. And inside here, I'm going to create a new folder called steamcmd. That's the Steam command line, basically. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up this zip folder. We're going to take that steamcmd.exe and just put it right in here. So great, now you got your steamcmd in the steamcmd folder underneath my Dark and Light server. You can have this in the server above. You can have the steamcmd folder wherever you like. I'm just going to put it all here to keep everything together nice and straight. Now what we're going to do is we're simply going to double click this, and it's going to go do some stuff. Okay, so it's gone ahead and it's done its stuff. We can now just hit exit. And as we can see now in the steamcmd folder, we have a bunch of stuff. Now I've gone ahead and I've prepared already some text folders over here. The first one is going to be my DNL install. This is what's going to install the actual server. So I'm going to look at that. I'm actually going to change this now because I changed the name. It's called Dark and Light Server. So we're going to call it Dark and Light Server. So you open up a normal text file and simply put this in. I'll put all this information and I'll put all the links in the download, so shouldn't be any trouble for you to find it and figure it out. So you just copy and paste this in. This number here is the number of the Dark and Light game in the Steam library, so that's how it knows what game it's got to download. So we go ahead and close this, and we're going to hit save. And what we have right now is a text file, but what we want is a batch file. So we're going to go ahead and just change that TXT to a BAT. It's going to say, "You sure you want to do this?" Yes, we're sure. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drag and drop this into the same folder with the steamcmd. So now I have my DNL install BAT. Now I can do a right click and I can do edit. I can double check. I can make sure I've got my folders the way I want. Dark and Light server, Dark and Light server. Everything should be good here. And now I can just do a right click, open. And it's going to log on anonymously and start downloading the game. So we're just going to have to go ahead and wait while it downloads this. So we'll be back. Okay, so here we go. We're just about finished up downloading the game files, or the server files rather. Just another few percent. Now it's committing progress, okay. See what that means. Should take another few seconds. This whole process has taken me about maybe 10 minutes. It really doesn't take that long. There we go. It's downloaded. So if we go here, there's my games drive. We look at my Dark and Light server. I now have my steamcmd folder, and the rest of these folders are my Dark and Light server folders. So you're going to want to leave this steamcmd folder here. If you ever need to update it, you're going to just go back here to your DNL install BAT that we created, and just go ahead and open, and it's going to go ahead and verify, much like you've seen with ARG or with Conan. The same validating process will go on. So that's how you'll be able to update your server as well. So just leave that steamcmd folder here and leave your DNL install BAT so you can always come back and update things if you need to. So let's go ahead and verifying that. That's verifying nice and quickly. Once that's finished, we shall continue with the next step, which is actually checking out your server stuff. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to look at the DarknLight server itself. So we're going to go in here into the DNL folder. And from there, we're going to go to, is it binaries? Win64. Okay, this is what we use to launch the server, but we're going to again make another batch file, which will allow us to set up the server name and the server password and whatnot. So I've gone ahead and I've set up another text file here to make things easy for us. So here we're going to tell it to start the server. If you're going to be playing on the same computer as the server, if you're trying to log on to the server on the same computer or on another computer within the LAN network, so maybe a dedicated server, game server you have someplace, you're going to have to put in this line, the multi-home, and you're going to have to put in the port of the computer or the IP address of the computer that is hosting the server. So I'm playing on my computer right now, so this is my local IP. The ports you need to have port forwarded and set up as well. These should be the same as ARC. So if you've played ARC or if you're same as a Conan, was that Conan Extinction? Gosh, it's been so long since I played it, I forgot. But it's same as Conan. So if you have those set up for the other games, you should be fine here. Now you're gonna have session name. And session name, this is where you're gonna put the name of your server. I've chosen Kingdom Come. And then after that, you can set your max number of players. I've left it at 100, which was the default. And then ServerAdminPassword. This should be all capital letters. At least I read that someplace. If it matters or not, I don't know. But what I read is said, do it all capital letters. So I've chosen mine to be Join Me Now. And then we have nosteamclient game server log. That means you'll be able to launch the dedicated server without having the Steam client running. So good, we make that batch file. Same thing as last time, we're gonna change that txt to a BAT. Yes, we're sure we wanna do this. And you drag and drop this into the same folder where the DNL server is. Good, so we've got our DNL server here. And that again, it's under whatever your server folder is, DNL, I always forget these things. Binaries, Windows 64. There it is. If you want to get really fancy, we can go ahead and we can say create shortcuts here. And we can call it start my DarknLight server. And we can even give it a properties. And we can even give it a, what am I looking for? Change icon. Okay. And we're going to browse. We're going to browse to, oh golly, to games, to DarknLight server, to DNL, to binaries, to Windows 64. And we're going to take that and we're going to say okay. And we're going to say apply. We're going to say okay. Yeah. So now I even have, I can put on my desktop a nice little link to start my server. Okay, so now we're ready to start our server, but wait, not quite yet. We want to go ahead and check out some stuff here. So under DNL, we have, should be a folder called saved. Maybe I have to launch the server first. That could be. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and launch the server. I'm going to go ahead and close my browser. Well, no, I'll just minimize it for now. So let's go ahead and try out our new icon here and see if this works. So yes, I'm going to allow access, of course, through my firewall. And it's going to boot up the server just like we saw in the last video, just like you see if you've ever hosted your own ARC server or your own Conan server. This always looks the same. Okay, so now we see it's got my number of cores. I've got my full startup after 131 seconds. We see I've got my multi-home set up. We've got the session name. That's the name of my server, Kingdom Come. And we have also Join Me Now as my password. Good, so the server is now running. Let's go ahead and go back and take a look now. Oh yeah, now we've got a saved folder here. I hope that wasn't there before and I just spaced out on it. I don't think so. So now we've got a save folder here. And we can look here in the saved config. And if we go to clean config sources, we should now here have server settings, I do believe. No, game user any. Here we go. Yeah, so we've got our harvest amount multiplier. We've got all these things. So these are the server settings, the difficulty, all of that. So let's go ahead and we're going to copy paste that. We're going to copy that, rather, I should say. And now we're going to go back to saved config, and we're going to go to Windows Server. And here we're going to open up, again, the game user settings. And here we have, we just basically want the server settings, because that we already have, should already have. We don't want to, you don't want to overwrite anything here. So we're going to simply take the server settings here. We're going to copy that. And we do have server settings here as well. Okay, so we're going to add that to the end. We don't want to overwrite what we have, so we have to be careful. But these are all different things. These are day cycles. Oh, there's dynamic health recovery. Okay. Because I don't think we have here, we don't think we have the damage multipliers and all that kind of stuff. Exactly. So we're going to just go ahead and paste this right into the end of that. I probably shouldn't do this while the server's running, but you know, hey, whatever. And we're going to go ahead and close that and hit save. Now, I haven't been able to figure out how to exit the server once it's running, or how to do a world save. Normally you would think you should be able to just type in here exit, but it's not working. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop the server again right now, just by clicking on it. And we're going to double check our game user settings. Yeah, so we've got here our we can set our speed scale for days and nights. Downers in structure, exploit multiplier, for instance. Let's say we want to have a 3x server. Taming speed, let's say we want to have that 5 times. Player character water drain, oh, we don't like that at all, so we're going to switch that to just 0.5 or something. Same thing with food drain. And food drain, that's the dinos. Okay, yeah, we don't want them to get hungry either. Stamina drain, yeah, we're going to have all that stuff. And health recovery, yeah, we can, oh, let's go ahead and double that. And dino recovery, we also want to double that. Dino count multiplier, don't even know what that does. Harvest health multiplier, structure decay, doesn't matter. Resource respawn period, we can set that stuff too. Was there anything that had to do with the harvesting multiplier? I don't see anything. The only thing I saw was harvest. Oh, there it is. Harvest amount multiplier. Yeah. So let's say we want also 3 times harvesting. Why not? So then we can go ahead and save that. Perfect. So that way you can actually set up your own user settings too to adjust your server to your liking. Like I said, you have to do that in DNL, saved, config, and then there's two folders. You can go into the clean source folder. That's where you're going to find all those different settings, and you're just going to copy paste those into the Windows Server game user settings, and then you should be good to go. So now that we've done that, we're going to go over here to our one other thing I'm going to do. I'm rambling a little bit. Sorry about that. But I wanted to also say we can go down here and to the install bat. We can, again, create a shortcut, and we can call this one DNL Server Update. And again, just because I like to, we can go ahead, go to Properties, go to Change Icon. It's not going to like that. We're going to browse. We're going to have to browse. Oh, there, good. It's right there. Apply. Okay. So now I have also a link to where I can update my server simply with a link from my desktop. But okay, now we're going to start our server again. I'm going to go ahead and close all this here. Okay, so the server started up again now. Let's go ahead and see if we can join it. Pretty sure we can, because I've done this before. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do right click. We're going to do darken light. Okay, so here we are. We're in the game now. We're going to go ahead and click play online. And we go ahead and click on Sacred Path. And there you go, right there. If I switch to LAN, my server comes right up. I got a ping of 50. Again, kind of high ping considering I'm on the same computer. But let's go ahead and see if it works if I join. Okay, I'm in game. Let's go ahead and just pick any character here. Go next. Yeah, you worked fine. We'll hit start game. Alligar. All right, fine. Let's go. And here we are. I'm in game. Let's go ahead and see what the lag is like, the harvest lag. Oh, no harvest lag at all. Lovely. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely. Perfect. Yeah, so there we have it. We're in game on the same computer that I'm hosting the server on. So I thought I had K set. Oh, I have to reset all my cameras. In any case, so yeah, here we are. We're in game. We're on our server that is on this very computer, and my friends could join me. We could have lots of fun adventures. So you could also do this if you had a dedicated game server. You could do the same process, set up the server on your dedicated game server, just leave that running night and day. Your friends could log on and off whether your computer is running or not. You know, so this solution will work both ways for a single computer or for two computers and allow you to have lots of fun. And pretty simple. All you got to do is download the steamcmd, set up a small batch file to get it to download and install the Darken Light dedicated server files, and then all you got to do after that is make another simple batch file to launch your server, and you're good to go. Yeah, so that's all you need to get going and having fun with your friends. If you like what you saw here, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And as always, goodbye, good people, and I'll catch you when I catch you.